It's 2004 in Seattle. Two parents have a little girl named Ashley. She was born looking perfectly healthy, but a hidden condition had frozen her mind at the level of a 3-month-old infant, and it always would be. Her body, though, kept growing, and as she grew heavier, her mother could barely lift her anymore. So the family made a decision almost no one has ever had to make: to stop her body from growing up at all. Today, she's a grown woman, the size of a small child, with the mind of a baby. This is the Pillow Angel. And here's how it happened. Ashley was born in 1997. For the first few months, she looked like any other baby, but she wasn't hitting the milestones. She never held her head up. She never learned to sit, to roll over, to speak, or to follow a toy across the room. Doctors gave it a name: static encephalopathy. Her brain had been damaged in a way that would never heal and never progress. Whatever she was at 3 months old, she would be for the rest of her life. She would feel warmth and cold, comfort and pain. She would smile at music, but she would never grow up on the inside. Her parents called her their pillow angel because wherever they gently laid her down, that is exactly where she stayed. But her body didn't get the message. Year after year, it did what healthy bodies do. It grew, it gained weight, and a baby who fits in your arms becomes a child who strains your back, and one day, an adult you cannot lift at all. Her parents did everything by hand. They fed her, turned her, bathed her, carried her from room to room so she could be near the family instead of alone in a bed. And they could see the future coming. A grown woman, 150 pounds, lying still in a single room because no one could move her. To them, that future didn't look like dignity. It looked like a slow disappearance. So in 2004, when Ashley was 6, they went to Seattle Children's Hospital with a question no textbook could answer. Her doctors, an endocrinologist, Daniel Gunther, and a bioethicist, Douglas Diakima, proposed something radical. They would give Ashley high doses of estrogen, not to help her grow, but to do the opposite, to close the growth plates in her bones early and lock her body at a child's size, forever. And they went further. They removed her uterus so she would never have periods she couldn't understand. They removed the buds of her breasts. The reasons, they said, were all about her care and her comfort. A smaller body is easier to hold, to turn, to keep comfortable. A body that stays a child's, they argued, fits the mind inside it. When it was over, Ashley's height was capped near 4'5", her weight around 60 pounds. She would look, for the rest of her life, like a child. For 2 years, almost no one knew. Then, in 2006, her doctors published the case in a medical journal. And in early 2007, her parents did something braver, or stranger. They started a blog and told the whole world about the Pillow Angel. The reaction split the planet in two. Some parents of profoundly disabled children wept with relief, but disability advocates were horrified. Groups like Not Dead Yet and scholars like Eva Kitte asked a devastating question. When a person doesn't fit the world, do you reshape the world or do you reshape the person? You don't shrink a human being to make them easier to carry, they said. You build better ways to carry them. The philosopher Peter Singer, controversially, defended the parents. And underneath it all sat one impossible word: dignity. Is dignity a normal adult body, or is it being warm and safe and loved no matter what shape you're in? Then came the part almost everyone missed. In 2007, an investigation found the hospital had broken the law. Under Washington state law, you cannot sterilize a person with a disability without a court order, a judge, a lawyer, someone to stand in for the person who cannot speak. Ashley's hysterectomy had skipped that step entirely. The hospital admitted it and promised it would never happen again without a court. That same year, Dr. Gunther died. But the story didn't end. Quietly, other families came forward. Other children were given the same treatment. Growth attenuation never became common, but it never went away. The question Ashley's parents asked in 2004 is still being asked today. Every parent at some point decides something for a child too young to decide for themselves. Usually the child grows up and gets to agree or argue or forgive. Ashley never will. She cannot tell us whether what was done to her was an act of love or a wound that never healed. The people who cared for her are certain it was mercy. The people who feared it are certain it was a line that should never be crossed. And the one person who could finally settle it, the Pillow Angel herself, will never be able to say a single word.